Hey guys, thanks for joining me again on my girlfriend's roof. I'm here in Bushwick and I'm talking about something that is controversial, that's weird, that's probably problematic. It's wearing holsters, rigs like this. Is it cool fashion-wise? Is it just offensive? I'm gonna talk a little bit about it and kind of like what I think of the aesthetics, where I've seen inspiration, and other brands that I think are doing things or pulling in a similar way to like garments or items like this. And I don't have all the answers. Like I didn't make this video thinking, okay, this is what you should do, or this is my suggestion to wear this. I made this video more like I've seen these rigs or these like gun holsters on Instagram, and I thought like you can go and buy a gun holster for like $20 and recreate that look. Is this a rebellion in the right way, or is this just an offensive use of an item that is supposed to hold guns? So let's dive into it. Let me talk about the aesthetics of it. So it stands out to me because it's something that you can do to an outfit that is just like t-shirts and jeans. That's what I'm wearing. I've got my Magella jeans on, I've got this dime shirt, and I've got Common Projects. But like this holster is something that I can wear in the summertime. It's got pockets, and it immediately creates like a dystopian, a military look into this outfit. It immediately elevates the simple pieces that I put together. And I think that, like, why does it even, like, what aesthetically makes it look cool? I mean, it's this nylon material, it's this, the way that it, like, the harness is in the back. Trap lock, I'll show you. I mean, I have, like, I jazzed it up in a specific way for my Instagram post to make it, like, I don't know, to immediately kind of blunt the sharpness or the scariness of it being a holster for guns. I put roses, and there's a pack of cigarettes right in there. But it's the type of thing, like I've seen it on Instagram. I've seen Sanjeev has the Palmer, I think it's called Palmer harness, and it's like basically a very similar thing, but it's like 2 sacks, it's like 2 bags. But it's like aesthetic wise or like silhouette wise, it's almost the same as what this is, which is like straight up a gun holster. And there's also like something that I just like find infinitely appealing about like straps, just like dangling things like this, kind of like what Craig Green does with his shirts and pants. Stuff like what Helmut Lang has done, and like what so many designers, just like this appropriation of straps, like bondage strap stuff, I usually call it. The Alyx chest rig is kind of like this. It's an item that it serves kind of, it's like a nylon material piece that you wear over your torso. It's aggressive, it's unusual. And something that I found, even like when I was Googling like the Alyx chest rig, I found like if you go to like allhandsfireequipment.com, you can find a chest radio harness that looks a lot like it. And I bet that's kind of like what the initial inspiration was. So I think that like even when we look at these kind of reinventions, like we see these different brands that are creating kind of harnesses or rigs or whatever they call them, like that are meant for high fashion, there's a root in something that's like police or fire department or military. Before I say anything else, I have to talk about how it's problematic. This is a device that's meant to hold guns. The fact that Americans have the right to own guns has led to the death of innocent people. And it's not something I agree with. But I think there's something powerful in reappropriating something. I think that fashion is a lot of what we wear, what we kind of take for granted, is a part of garments that were made for one purpose, and then we have taken them and resituated what that purpose is. I mean, I'm wearing these Margiela jeans. Obviously, jeans were workwear, and they have become a pant that is so ubiquitous. I think I read somewhere like 1/3 of the population of Earth might be wearing jeans at any time. There have been so many pieces of military items that have been taken, and then they no longer mean that this is a guy who's hiding in the jungle, or this is like a fighter jet's jacket. But this is still completely different than that. This isn't a jacket, this isn't pants, this is an item that serves only one purpose, to hold something. And I think that, I think that I don't really have the 100% answer. I don't know whether or not this is super cool to walk around in. I know that it's controversial, I know that it's edgy, I know that at least doing what I've done, it sort of takes a little bit of the bluntness or the scariness away from it. I mean, like, I have like roses on here. I'm not holding a weapon. But if somebody saw me walking down the street in New York, that could scare somebody. That could be an issue. That could get me into like a problem just because I have this harness thing on. I think that if I was obviously a bag, maybe that would be different. I think that the ones like the Gorilla Group makes, maybe some of them are immediately obviously not a violent thing. But beyond that, I think that what can make this a possibility, what could make this a fashion statement, is taking something that is so scary, so problematic, something that's so problematic right now, to take that and make it completely frivolous, to make it an item to hold your iPhone in. I don't know if that necessarily, if taking this thing and making it a frivolous item, I don't know if that's disrespectful in that way. Like, I don't know if that's disrespectful for somebody to take something to bring up emotions about violence, about gun violence, and say, this is just my goofy high fashion item. But I think that in a lot of ways, when we take something and we take something that we're afraid of and we make it something non-violent, maybe that's the right step. And also, I'm going to point out that the reality is, if I were to wear this down the street, like if I went into Manhattan today wearing this, my experience is completely different than somebody who is not a white male. This is a garment that's supposed to hold a weapon. And the other issue, if it's not gun violence, America, we face racism. And I'm not trying to get on a soapbox right now, but the reality is, I've seen holsters like this on social media. I find it aesthetically so cool and interesting. But in order for me to wear it and to like talk about it, I have to come to terms or face realities that this type of thing is super problematic. It could be too much of a problem for me to even wear. Even though I think it's so cool, even though like just the look of it is interesting, I don't know if it's right or wrong. I kind of leave that up to you. That's my video. Please tell me what your thoughts are. I know that guns are scary and this type of thing can be scary. And I don't know what the exact right answer is, but I think that making something and perverting it in this way can be a good thing. It's another beautiful day too. Thank you guys so much for like the Reddit comments, the comments on my Instagram. Like, everybody who's like reached out and said like they are like what I've done, it means the world to me. Leave a comment, tell me what you liked or disliked. Try to be civil. I know that this is maybe too edgy of a conversation, but like, let's try to like look at this and be, I don't know, think about whether it's cool or it's too offensive or whatever it is. Let me know. If you liked it, please subscribe and tell me your thoughts. And I'll be back next week. I'll see you guys later.